Hello everybody, welcome back to the Footy Round. My name is now Mia, and today we're going to be going through the game week 4 of the Premier League results. So let's get right into the first one. So Arsenal vs Nottingham Forest, 3-0 to Arsenal. I think they deserve the win because the 2 goals from Zubimendi was well deserved from him because he was really good in that match. The volley from him was spectacular in the first half, and Gyökeres followed up to make it 3-0 to Arsenal, and they deserved that. And Nottingham Forest were nowhere near to being Arsenal in that match, and I think that Forest needs to be better if they want to come top 5 or even win the Premier League. Bournemouth versus Brighton, that match was 2-1 to Bournemouth. The goal scorers were Semenyo and Scott for Bournemouth, and for Brighton was Matoma. I think that Scott's goal was absolutely beautiful. The curve on that was brilliant. And then Matema equalised and Semenyo scored a lovely penalty after that. And Bournemouth, I think that they were the better team in that match. They deserved their win. Brighton needs to be more consistent and get them goals in, because losing to Bournemouth is just not good, and they need to start winning games, Brighton. Crystal Palace 0, Sunderland 0. This one was a pretty meh result, and Crystal Palace, they keep on drawing. First game of the Premier League drew to Chelsea 0-0, and they keep on drawing games. They need to start winning them. Even against the big clubs they're drawing. And against Sunderland, newly promoted teams, they should be winning games like this. And Sunderland, they had pretty good chances to score, but they couldn't make any of them. And Crystal Palace, they actually deserved the win because they had way more shots, way more possession, way more passes, and I think that they deserved the win, but they came out with a 0-0 draw. Everton versus Aston Villa was goalless in that match, 0-0, and Aston Villa were just really poor in that match. Everton just created chances here and there, and I think Everton, their best man is probably going to be Jack Grealish, because this man is just so good. Since Everton signed him, they've just been getting results. When they didn't have him in the first game of the Premier League game against Leeds, they lost 1-0 to them. And then when he joined in the second game of the Premier League, they beat Brighton 2-0. They started winning games. And against Aston Villa, a big team like them, a 0-0 draw is a fair result considering how Everton are. And I think, and even if they play the game against Liverpool next week, then they need to, I think a draw will be good for them. Fulham 1, Leeds 0. It was an own goal from Gabriel Goodmanson, and I think he needs to be more careful next time, because from that corner, Muniz headed on and then hit his head. He's the one who headed it into his own net. It was a disappointing result for Leeds, actually, because I think they had the most possession, they had the most shots, and I think that they deserve the win. Newcastle versus Wolves. Nick Waltermaid scored his first goal for Newcastle. Newcastle won their match 1-0, which is a positive result for them. And looking at the match stats, I think Wolves probably were the second best, and Newcastle were just better than them, way better than them in this season. And their front three, Newcastle, just looking very strong. They have Gordon, Murphy, Waltermaid, Harvey Barnes. They have so much depth, and I think that they can have a go at making top 5 this season. West Ham versus Spurs. It was 3-0 to Tottenham. Van de Ven, Bergvall, Pat Matassa all scored, with assists coming from Romero, Xavi Simons and Lucas Bergvall. And also Souček got a red card for West Ham, which is very poor, and Tottenham were just a better team, because Bergvall coming in on his 50th game for Tottenham and scoring a goal in it is just unbelievable, and I think that Tottenham were just a better team. Brentford versus Chelsea. This was a surprising result. I think Brentford, they deserved that draw. At least it was 2-2. Shard scored after that. What an assist from Jordan Henderson, by the way. That pass, and then to take Shard on 1v1 with the goalie. He slots it in. It's a brilliant finish. Palmer equalises to make a 1-1. Caicedo with a beautiful goal to make it 2-1, and then Carvalho with a last minute goal to make it level. I think that Chelsea should have won. They were the better team, and it was just a disappointing result for them. Burnley versus Liverpool. I feel like Liverpool should have scored more goals. It was 1-0 to Liverpool. Mo Salah scored a late penalty, with Frimpong giving an assist. Oguchukwu with a red card for Burnley. And Liverpool, they should have scored way more goals. My predictions, I got it wrong. I thought it was going to be 4-0 Liverpool, but instead it was a 1-0 Liverpool. And Burnley, they're doing quite a good job, because if you look at the big teams, how they played against the big teams, Man United, they scored 2 goals, and Man United struggled against them. And Man United won 3-2. This match against Liverpool, they struggled, Liverpool. And they only managed to score 1 goal. So Burnley are doing a very good job to protect their goal. And it was a pretty fair result. Manchester City 3, Man United 0. This was a very disappointing result. And Man United, they deserved a loss. They played absolutely terrible in that match. I think Fernandes, Ugarte, Bayinde needs to all go. And Sheshko, I think that he needs to be way better. He had a fair game, Sheshko. The reason why he's not been playing pretty well lately is because there's no one passing to him. He doesn't have any proper witnesses. He has Mbramo, Cunha, Fernandes, Ugarte, Ahmad, and Mazraoui, and other players who are just wanting to dribble all the time and not pass to the striker he's meant to score. And Sheshko has to do better. And Jagas, Haaland scored a brace, Foden with a goal, Doku with 2 assists, and Bernardo Silva with an assist as well. So that's the weekend roundup for you guys. Like, subscribe, and thank you for watching. Peace.